What's going on, everybody? I'm RSB and welcome back to another one of my Minecraft Bedrock tutorials. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a new creeper only farm that I've worked on for the past several days, well, almost a week now. Lots and lots of time spent inside of my testing and creative world. So I would really appreciate it if you guys love this farm. Please give it a like, and if you really like this video and you want to see more videos like it, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification. That way you know anytime that I upload a new video. So with that being said, let's get into it. This farm, you can build either one single farm or you can build dual farms for not quite double the rates, but you get a lot better rates out of it. So if you want to build the single farm, this single farm will average you a total rate of 11.3 stacks per hour. That has been achieved using a looting 3 sword and also a impelling 5 trident. The impelling 5 trident works with the water trident killer. That way these creepers will die from one hit from the trident instead of having to kill them with multiple hits from a regular trident. So if you can afford to use a impelling 5 trident, I would highly recommend it, and it will make the rates of this farm much better. You also want to make sure that this thing has a leaf canopy over it. That way it can work in the daytime as well. With both of these farms active and running, I averaged out a 16 stack hourly rate. So with both of these running, you would get 16 stacks of gunpowder per hour on average with them. Again, this is with the impelling 5 trident and the looting 3 sword. The way that this works is the creepers can only spawn underneath the trapdoors. This allows for only creepers to spawn. The baby zombies will not spawn because even though they are smaller, they do require a full 2 blocks to spawn, so that will block out the baby zombies. The spiders are the ones that are really hard to deal with, and that's the really tricky part that comes to making these type of farm, is getting these spiders to stop spawning. All of these fence posts here are in here strategically to keep spiders from spawning. These fans, the coral fans, are to basically trick the mobs into thinking that it is a solid block and that they can walk on it, and then they fall through it. So that's pretty much it. It looks very simple. I know it's a lot of wood. I know I'm going to get a lot of killing the forest jokes down in the comment, but that's fine because that just comes along with making a creeper farm. Unfortunately, they are very resource heavy, but once you're done with this thing, you are not going to regret it. So going over that, the farm is pretty straightforward with how it works, although designing it was a whole lot more complicated with a whole lot more testing and a lot more failed products before I came to this one here that I ended up being very happy with. The creepers fall down and they get funneled into here, which funnels them into a 2x2 area, into the killing chamber where they have a trident killer, and the trident killer is flooded, so you get the impelling 5 effect, and then all of your experience orbs will come out from the ice stream and shoot down these ice streams all the way until you reach a bubble column that will take it up to the player. If you don't want the XP, you don't have to have these ice streams in here, and you can block this off here and put some lava under it to where the experience just goes into the lava if you don't care about the experience. Let's get started building this thing. You want to find an area to where you are away from anything that mobs can spawn on. You need to be at least 50 blocks in every direction. You want all of your spawns to happen inside of your farm, not over there or over there or over there. No, you want them all centralized in your farm. That way you get the best rates possible. So find the area where you want to build the farm, and then you're going to go up by 50 blocks. So I'm at 4 now. I'm going to go up to 54. So now that I'm at 54, we can change this out. Let me just grab a gold block here. Then you can go ahead and grab your ladders. And build your ladders all the way to the very top. The ladders are of course optional. You don't have to have them if you just plan on making a platform up here and flying up here. However, the ladders are there for an option. Once you've done that, you want to grab some temporary blocks and you want to build out by 24. So not counting the block that you're on, count out 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Once you're out to your 24th block, you want to grab a marker block and you want to break your 24th block and replace it with a marker block. This does not have to be gold, it can be any other block that stands out. You just want this marked, that way you know that this is exactly 24 blocks from your AFK platform. Once you've done that, you're going to step back 4 blocks, and on the 4th block in, you're going to put a piece of glass on each side, and then you're going to build this out, including this block, by 12 on each side. And then you're going to build this side out by 12. So now that you have both of those built out, this should be a total of 25 all the way across. And now you want to go an additional 25 in this direction, away from your AFK spot, which will make this 26 blocks long total. So don't count the block that you're standing on. This will be 1, 2, 3, and that's 25 blocks there. Once you've done that, you want to build out to the left by 24 blocks. So just like before, don't count the block that you're standing on. 1, 2, 3, 4. On your 24th block, turn left one more time, and then you're going to connect this all the way across. So you should have a 25 width this way by a 26 width this way. Go ahead and count these blocks and make sure that this is accurate, because if you need to change it, this is the time to change it instead of after you've built the farm already. What you want to do next is go to one of your corners, grab your bucket of water, and place down your bucket of water inside of one of your corners. Now grab some of your glass or whatever material you're going to use for the water funnel floor, and then you're going to place a temporary block here and then a solid block to the side of that, and then you can go ahead and pick up your water. Once you've done that, you can break the temporary block right behind that glass, and you're going to build this all the way across. Once you've built it all the way across, you're going to want to come out an additional 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you should have this coming out a total of 8 blocks. Once you've come out 8 blocks, you want to bring this all the way across to meet up with the other side. Then you want to turn left and connect this just like so. Once you've done that, come to one of these center blocks here and bridge this all the way across. Then fill in the 2 remaining sides on both sides. Once you've done that, then you want to come to the very edge here on whichever side you would like, and you want to build this all the way across until you run into the other corner. Then you want to turn left and build this out an additional 7. So you should have a total of 8 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you want to build this out all the way across and connect it to the other side. Once you've done that, just like you did on the last one, you want to come to one of these 2 center blocks and build this all the way across to where it connects. And then you want to fill in then you want to come to this side here and build this all the way across until you run into the glass wall again. Build this out an additional 7. For a total of 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you want to turn left and build this across until you run into the other platform. Come to one of the 2 center blocks, build this all the way across, and then you can fill this in. Again, this whole platform does not have to be glass unless you are over a ocean biome or a river biome. If you are over a ocean biome or a river biome, you want this to be glass. That way it keeps drown from spawning inside of your farm. Lastly, you want to come all the way to this last remaining side, and you want to count out from this side all the way to the left by 8 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you want to build all the way across here. Then come to the center block here, build this all the way across. Then you can remove these dirt blocks, temporary blocks, whichever temporary blocks you used. Fill that in with glass, and then come all the way to the side and build this all the way over, connecting it. Then you can just go ahead and fill this in, and be sure to fill in underneath your marker block as well. So once you've done that, you should have a platform that looks like this. This platform should be 8 blocks long in every direction, running in towards the center, aside from the raised side block. This is because the water only flows 8 blocks, and then it will stop before it flows off of the edge. You should also have a 7x8 hole in the center of the farm. This hole is where all of your creepers are going to fall down through. So after you finish building that, you want to grab your water bucket again and place it in one of the corners where you can drop down, place a temporary block, and then swim back up. You want the temporary block placed down somewhere underneath the side here. That way you could hit the side of it with a glass block and start your platform. Then you can reach through here and go ahead and break that temporary block. And then you're going to build this all the way around by 2. And then a second layer all the way around. Now, because the width of this is 25 by 26, that means that we are going to have a off-center hole in here, which is not a big deal. But what we want to do, after we fill in 2 blocks on every side, just like that, you want to go to where the opening is the widest, where you have the 4 blocks wide in front of you, and you want to fill in glass on each side. And then turn around and fill in 2 more. That way you have a 2x2 opening for the mobs to drop down through. Just like so. After you've done that, you are now going to take your water bucket and place your water bucket down in one of the corners here, and you're going to float down here with your temporary blocks, and underneath one of these glass blocks you're going to build down by 5. On the 5th block, you're going to leave that one as a permanent block, and you're going to break the 4 blocks above it. Just like so. Now you can go ahead and put a block down to remove your water, and then remove the temporary block. After you've done that, you're going to make yourself a little platform down here. You can make this platform any size that you want. Then you're going to mark out directly underneath your drop area where the creepers are going to come down. So go ahead and remove these 4 pieces and place some dirt in. These 4 pieces are going to be placed here temporarily. That way we know where exactly to build everything at. Just make sure that these 4 blocks are directly underneath the 4 blocks that are missing for the creepers to drop down. So once you've done that, you want to look at your AFK area, and you want to go to the side of it, and on the side of it you want to break out these 2 blocks. Grab your double chest and place down your double chest in the floor, just like that. That way it's off to the side. Then you want to break this right temporary block. Grab your hopper, and you're going to crouch place your hopper into the back of that double chest. You can now go ahead and remove these temporary blocks and replace them with glass. After you've done that, you can grab your rail, place it down, and then you want to grab your hopper minecart and place that down as well. With the rail going this way, you want to place a fence in front of it. This rail will change direction depending on which way you're building this farm. So you want the fence in front of the rail. That way you can push the hopper minecart enough to get your rail broken and then back inside of your inventory, just like so. Once you've done that, you want to pull out your packed ice and place down 1 piece of packed ice on top of that fence. And then you want to follow your packed ice around to where it is directly underneath the hole that the creepers are going to drop down through. Once you've done that, you want to grab your glass and surround your packed ice fully in glass. This will give us a platform to start building on for the Trident killer. Place down a block so you can climb up here. And then you are going to grab your pistons so we can get those in place. So stand in the middle of the packed ice and go to the right, and you're going to place a piston down facing in towards the packed ice. Walk towards the head of that piston and turn left and place down another one. Then you're going to walk towards the head of this piston, turn left, place down another one, and then walk towards the head of this piston, turn left, and put down another one. This is going to put all of these orientated to where they're not going to interfere with each other, and they're going to push the Trident around in a circle. Next, what you want to do is grab your glass again and place a piece of glass in all four corners. On the side with your AFK area, you want to place a trapdoor down on the side of that glass block, just like that. You want to make sure that it is on the top. You don't want it on the bottom, like so. It needs to be up here, just like so. Then you want to turn around 180 degrees directly behind that trapdoor, and you want to grab your stairs. Place your stairs down to where they are orientated like this. Then you want to take your glass and fill in one side there, and then you want to come outside here. If you're in survival, you'll probably have to make some scaffolding and place down another piece of glass there. You then want to waterlog this stair by clicking on it. That will waterlog it. And then you also want to waterlog this back piston here. When you waterlog this, if you don't have a block directly behind it, water will flow out of it. So you want to place a glass block directly behind it, click on the piston, and fill it full of water. This water is going to help push all of your experience out underneath that trapdoor. After you've done that, you want to build some more scaffolding around so it's easier for you to work. And then you want to start placing your observers in. These observers need to be facing away from this piston, and they need to be on the far block from it. So you want to place the observer down, just like that. And you want the red dot of the observer and the arrow facing back towards that piston, just like that. Then you want to grab your solid block. This needs to be a solid block that can pass redstone through it, and place right there. The observer is going to power that solid block, which is then going to power that piston. Then you want to place down a powered rail. This needs to be a powered rail, it cannot be a regular rail, but you can use a dropper in this place. However, the droppers are going to be slightly louder than the rails. The rails will not make any noise at all. Then you want to grab your observer again, select the very side hitbox of that rail, and place an observer facing into it. And then repeat this process all the way around. Solid block, powered rail, observer facing into the side, solid block, powered rail, observer facing into the side, solid block, and powered rail. When you place down this last powered rail, your Trident killer is going to start. To shut this thing off, you can go ahead and grab your lever, place it on one of these solid blocks, and turn your lever on. This will turn off your Trident killer. At this point, you can go ahead and remove all of your additional scaffolding. Make sure that you don't remove that block, or else all of your water is going to leak out. as you just saw, until you have your platform here. I'm just going to extend my platform a little further, that way it matches up underneath the Trident killer. This double chest is where all of your gunpowder is going to go. You can also carry this down however far you need to expand the storage for it, or you could also make this connect to any other item streams or any other storage system that you desire. So after you've done that, you want to come back up here to the top, and you want to make a infinite pool of water. So what you want to do is go to the inside here, and you want to make a opening that is fully encased all the way around, but you want 3 holes side by side, just like so. Then you will grab your bucket of water, and if you fill it on the left side and the right side, this center block here will always be an infinite source of water. That way you don't have to constantly keep going and finding water. You can just come back here, fill up your bucket, and fill this in. Once you've done that, you can go to each corner, and you want to place 2 blocks in each corner, just like that. And you want to do this all the way around. And then you want to grab your bucket of water, and it doesn't matter which one of these glass blocks you choose, just place a water source on one of these top blocks on the side to where it flows down inside of the center. Make sure that you place the water here, not down below. So it should look like that so far. Then you want to come down here, and what you want to do here, right where that water edge is, skip these 2 blocks, 1, 2, and you want to start here. Place a water here, and then the easiest way to fill this in survival is going to be placing a bucket of water every other block. So place a bucket here, skip a block, place one here, skip a block, place one here, skip a block, and so forth. You want to do this all the way over to the side, and you want this to end right here. That way there is a 1 block gap before you get to this water again. Go to the right, and then continue this over. Skip 2 blocks and start here. Then you want to keep going, placing water every other block, and then 1 down there. Go here, you're going to skip 2 blocks, start here, skip a block there, skip a block there, and so forth. Then the final one, you want to skip 2 more, place a block, skip, place over and over again, until you get all the way to the other side. By doing it like that, your water is 2 blocks to the side here and 1 block to the side here. It's like that on all 4 of the corners. That way you don't have a dead spot in the center here. If you were to fill these all in evenly, you would have a dead spot here, and this dead spot would hold creepers. Any creepers that are held down here is going to completely kill your spawn rates. So you definitely want to make sure in all 4 of your corners that there are absolutely no dead spots. All of the water should be flowing. If you are unsure if there's dead spots, you can jump in every one of these streams, and they should push you all the way into the center. If it doesn't and you stop, then you know that you have a dead spot there. After you've done that, you want to place in your signs. So go ahead and grab your signs. And you want to place 2 signs down. It doesn't matter how they're orientated down here. You just want 2 signs on the side facing in towards the hole, just like that. And you want them on the glass. You don't want them down on the observer. Once you've placed down those two, you're going to go to the top hitbox of the sign, and you're going to place a sign on top of each one of those signs that you just put down. And then you're going to place a sign on the face of each one of those signs that you just put down. This is going to stop all of the water from going down into the Trident killer. So you want to grab some more water and go to all four corners and place down a source of water in all four corners. On this last one, you want to grab more water, fill in all of these, and you can go ahead and break all of these just like so. So your source of water would be in this corner here. So if there's a source in all four corners, it should look like that, and you should not have any dead spots. It should all be flowing in towards the center. If your signs are put in properly, you will not have any water going in the hole. So it should look just like this. So after you've done that, what you want to do is you want to come down here to your marker block. Now we're going to start building the farm itself. And this is where the real fun begins. So on your marker block, you want to grab your solid building block. That's going to be your spawning platform. You're going to grab your filler block, which is going to be dirt or something that's easy to shovel out. Once you have those, you're going to go to your marker block and stand on it, and you are going to tower up by 2 and then place one of your solid blocks on top, just like that. So this solid block should be 3 blocks off of the water platform. Once you've done that, go to the side of your solid block and place one down there and one down there, and go ahead and break the center block, and you can remove these and remove your marker block also. If you're in survival, which you probably are, it's probably necessary for you to tower up here to get onto it. After you've placed both of these down, you want to build these all the way across. You want to build these out that way, a total of 19 blocks each, for a total of 20 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. After you've done that, you should come to the very side and notice that there is 2 blocks of water below you. On all 4 corners of the farm, when you get done, there will be 2 blocks on every side. Then you can go to this other block and build this out an additional 19. Then you want to grab your fill-in block and fill this all the way in, just like so. Once you've done that, you want to continuously stagger this going in each direction, alternating between your filler block and your building block that's going to be your spawning platform. You want to keep alternating them until you get to the very end, to where you have 2 blocks of water underneath you. And then go to the other side, and you're going to stagger these as well. Until you have the 2 blocks underneath you. Once you've done that, you want to fill these all the way across to make one huge platform. After you've done this, this is what it should look like. You should have a 19 by 20 block platform that looks just like this. Then you want to come down here, grab your dirt again, and you want to completely surround this entire thing with a ring of dirt. Surrounding this with dirt is going to make it a lot easier to set our post in the position that we need to. Then what you want to do is build this up by 2 and place a solid block there. Build this up an additional 2, place a solid block there. Build this up an additional 2, place a solid block there. And then build this up an additional 2. This very top is where our slab roof is going to go. So you can go ahead and grab your slabs and place a bottom half slab right there, just like so. I know that this might be a little difficult to do in survival. Just build scaffolding up directly next to it, or dirt, whatever you have, and then remove all this. This is going to be a marker for all of our levels that we are going to add. It is very critical that all of your spawning platforms are aligned. They cannot be offset. And by that I mean you cannot have a platform here, because we have to have this open for the creepers to fall down into the pit below. So all of them have to be lined up, just like so. So once you've done that, you can tower up to this, and then you want to go ahead and surround this entire thing with dirt. Once you've done that, you can remove your temporary scaffolding blocks underneath. And then you want to build this across. That way it reflects exactly what's below it. So you want to do the stone blocks that your creepers are going to be spawning on, and then you want dirt, and you want to continuously alternate until you reach the other side. Again, making sure that all of these are directly over top, just like so. Then you want to tower up again by 3 and build you another dirt ring all the way around. Continue this process 2 more times. Again, making sure that all of your spawning platforms are directly over top of each other. And on this last row, make sure that, again, you are over top of your spawning platform still. Then you want to come to where you place this slab, and you want to bring this slab across to where it's over top of all of your spawning platforms. So bring this all the way across, and then you can go ahead and remove the ones that are not over top of the spawning platforms. Just like so. And then you want to drag all these across. Again, these slabs need to be lower half slabs. They cannot be upper half slabs. They will not work properly. Make sure that they are lower half slabs. They can be any lower half slab that you'd like. However, I'm using these stone for this demonstration. These lower half slabs do a couple different things. Since they are a lower half slab, you're not going to get any spawns up top here to where you don't want spawns to be, which is great. They also give you a solid block surface on the bottom to where you can place your trapdoors, which is also great. And although you cannot see through these blocks, they are considered a transparent block, so they will let light through, even if you had all of this completely slabbed over. But more importantly, since this is considered a transparent block, it allows you to get your surface spawns underneath these slabs, which is very important for the rates on this farm. So make sure that these are slabs. They cannot be solid blocks. If they are solid blocks, then they will greatly reduce the output of your farm. So it should look just like that. Those slabs should be exactly over all of your spawning platforms. Now we move on to the more tedious part. You want to grab your trapdoors and place your trapdoors down. And you want to place your trapdoors down on all of these slabs. When building these floors, you want to make sure that you put these trapdoors down in the correct order. You want to put your trapdoors down first, and then we're going to place in our fence post, and then we're going to place in our coral blocks. Doing it in this order is going to be the easiest. That way you don't have to constantly fight around all of the fence posts. So it should look just like that. So once you have all of the trapdoors placed down, next you want to take care of the spider spawning. And what you want to do is you want to come to one of these dirt blocks. It doesn't matter what dirt block you come to, you can pick any one. And you can figure out your directions with 3 different methods that I like to use. The first method is going to be the coordinates. If you have your coordinates labeled, your last set of coordinates there is your Z coordinates, and if you are going towards the negative, which means since my last coordinate is counting down, that would be going towards the negative. If your Z coordinate is counting down, that means that you are going north, so this would mark your north. So we can place a marker block here, and then we can place a piece of dirt there to indicate that it is going north. Since we have north figured out, now we need to figure out west. So if north is this way, that would mean south is this way, east is this way, and west is this way. So west would be here. And the reason why this is relevant is because the spiders are going to spawn on the northwest side of the blocks. So if you have a northwest block that's not mob proofed for the spiders, then you're going to get spider spawns on it. These sides are going to be spawn proof regardless, so the only ones that we really care about is this one closest to the AFK spot. The back spot here is going to be spawn proofed as well. However, that's also going to be in the despawn range of your distance from the AFK spot. So what we need to do is see if the direction that your AFK spot is towards is either north or west. And this is going to change depending on which direction you build your farm. So as you can see, mine is north of me. There's my AFK spot. So I know on this spot here, along with all these on the very edge, I'm going to get spider spawns. With that being said, it is important to mark this. That way we know for the future that this is going to need the spider mob proofing done. If you're going to do the other side, you want to repeat the same test. and mark whether or not it is north or west, because the mobs will spawn on the northwest side of blocks. The next method is going to use a sunflower. You can place a sunflower down on any piece of dirt. This sunflower is always going to face east. So if you don't have your coordinates enabled, or if you're in a realm that does not allow coordinates, then you can use this sunflower. Since that's facing east, you would know this way is north, this way is west directly behind it, and the way that is this direction is going to be south. So with the sunflower, we can determine this is going to be our marker block. Since that's east, north would be this way, and west would be this way. And we know that our AFK spot is north of here. The third way of doing this is going to be using a locator map. You can grab your locator map and pull it out. On the top of this locator map is always going to be north. If your AFK spot is directly north or directly west of you, you know that you're going to get spider spawns. The only part of this that we want to spawn proof for the spiders, again, is the front where our AFK spot goes into the farm. You don't need to worry about this side because this side's already going to be mob proofed. The back's already going to be mob proofed, and this side's already going to be mob proofed. With that being said, let's get started setting our post. You're going to grab your fence post, and you are going to start in the very right corner, and you are going to skip a block, setting in all of your fence posts. Then you're going to go directly across to the other side, go to the far right corner again, and set a post, and skip a block on every other one. You want these fence posts in between your spawning platforms, just like that. After you've done that, go ahead and place a post next to this post, just like so, and you're going to do the same pattern, skipping a block all the way down until you reach there. Then you're going to start here and do the same pattern, making sure that these posts are off-centered, and you're going to end up with kind of a zigzag pattern. These posts are all strategically placed, that way you do not have spider spawns, and they are placed for the most efficient way of doing this. To explain it really quickly, if you have two posts here and a creeper spawns here, a creeper can't fall off. It would have to walk forwards and then go to the side for a creeper to fall off. If you stagger your post like this, the creeper always has a block directly next to it, regardless where it spawns, to where it can fall off. So that is why we stagger the posts like we do. So continue laying your post in, and then once you're done, we'll move on to the next step. Alright, once you have all of your posts in, they should look just like this. You should be able to look at them at a slight angle and see that they are actually lined up in a straight line. But whenever you look at them directly, you want them zigzagged like so. That way they're not all in a straight line going this way. You want to be able to weave through them and make sure that they are in this exact pattern. These at the very end obviously are not going to match up the pattern inside of the center. That is okay. After you've done that, you want to come to the very edge, and you want to break one of these dirt blocks and jump down. Make sure that you light up any of these areas, that way you don't have to worry about mob spawning, particularly creepers, blowing you up while you're trying to build this. After you've done that, you can go ahead and remove all of the dirt blocks underneath here. And be careful not to remove any of the trapdoors or anything else. After you've removed all of your dirt, then you want to come down here, grab your coral fans, and you want to place these coral fans on every block that does not have anything above it. So you don't want them underneath the fence post, you only want them on every block that does not have a block above it. These coral fans are here so the creepers will think that it's a full block and fall down on top of it. Since the coral fan is not actually a full block, it will not hold the creeper and the creeper will fall through it, falling down into the water below. Go ahead and fill all these in, and once you are done, we'll move on to the next step. Alright, once you have all of them filled in, it should look just like this. You should have the coral fans on all of the side of blocks, excluding the back. You should have coral fans on this side, excluding the front. And you should have all of your center blocks filled, just like this. Once you've done that, you want to come to the front of the farm, where your AFK spot's going to be. And since we mark this out, what we want to do is we want to grab some dirt, and you want to build each of these out by 2. Then you want to grab your glass and place a glass block at the end of each one of these. So you should have 2 pieces of your filler block and then glass, just like this. Once you have done that, you're going to want to grab your fan coral again, break these 2 blocks, and you're going to place a piece of fan coral on the inside of both of these blocks. And then you can turn around and do the same thing on the glass. Just like so. So you should have a 2-block gap consisting of a dead fan coral on each side with your glass blocks here. This is going to be repeated for every floor. This top floor is now completely done. You can go ahead and repeat this for the next 3 floors. Once you're done with that, we'll move on to the next step. So once you get done with all 4 floors, it should look just like this. To clarify, you only need to build the glass extended platform here on the front. If your front of the mob farm here, facing towards the AFK area, is facing either north or west. If it is not, don't worry about it. If you have the dual farm design, you will definitely have a spider problem, so you have to figure out which farm you need to add the glass and the coral blocks to. With that being said, let's move on with the tutorial. So the farm itself will actually spawn and it is functional now, although with it being daytime you will have to have the leaf canopy over the top of it. However, you want to do a few things before this thing is done. So this block here is where your AFK column is. This is marked because this is 24 blocks from the starting of your spawning platforms. However, this is not going to be where you actually AFK. If you look up at the farm, you'll notice that you are actually pretty low. So what you want to do is you want to break this block, replace this block, and then you want to build up by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the 8th block, you want to break this and place your marker block underneath you. This will bring you up to the center of the farm. This marker block is going to be your new AFK area where you're going to do all of your AFKing at. Once you've done that, you can jump down here and remove these temporary blocks. You can come down to your water funnel and find a block that you can break to drop down onto the platform. And then you can go ahead and replace that block. Just like that. If you don't plan on wanting your experience from this farm, you can go ahead and break this glass block here, where your experience orb discharge is, and you can go ahead and build a little bucket and place some lava in here to get rid of all of your experience points. That way it doesn't lag up your world. However, if you want to claim the experience points and you want the experience to be transported over towards the player, then what you want to do is build a ice stream all the way across. So you want to grab your packed ice and build this all the way across until you get to right there. You want to stop 1 block from your dirt pile. And then you want to grab your glass and you want to bring this glass all the way across. You want to loop this glass around, and then you want to bring it all the way back to your Trident killer. Once you're back at your Trident killer, directly behind this piston, you can go ahead and place a glass block, and then you can turn around and come back over here. And now you're going to start building your tower up for your bubble column. So you want to get your glass, you want to place a temporary piece of glass here, and then you want to build this up as well. And then you want to build this up all the way to your AFK spot. You can go ahead and remove these dirt blocks. Once you get up to your AFK spot, you want to go to this glass block and you want to break it, and then you want to place a piece of glass on both sides, just like that. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and place this block in once again, and you want to grab your bucket of water and you want to place your bucket of water down, just like that. And then you want to jump back down, and while you're down here, you want to remove this block here, grab one of your signs and place one of your signs right there. And then you want to grab your dirt block, break that piece of ice, and then you want to replace it with a dirt block. Once you've done that, you want to break this piece of glass, walk inside here, put that piece of glass back, and then you want to grab your kelp, and then you want to build your kelp all the way up. Building this kelp up will turn all of these water blocks into water source blocks to allow your bubble column to work. And you want to swim all the way back down to the base of your kelp, go ahead and break it, and you want to grab your soul sand, break this dirt block, and place your soul sand down right where that dirt block was. And this is going to make you a bubble column. Once that bubble column is working, you should have the bubbles coming up, just like so. Now you can go ahead and break this glass block. This will make a water canal flowing towards your AFK spot to bring all of your experience orbs and gives them to your player. Once you've done that, you can jump back down. Then you can come back over here to your Trident killer, place a water source block on this ice block down below, and this will flow out 8 blocks. At the end of the 8th block, where the water stops, you want to place a sign and then place another bucket of water. Follow this to the end of where the water flows, place another sign, and then place another bucket of water, all the way to the end. At the 3rd time, you want to place another sign, place another bucket of water right here, and it will flow. This water will deliver all of your experience orbs into that water elevator and bring them up to the player. The only thing left to do is going to be wiring up our redstone switch. So you want to go ahead and grab your repeaters and your redstone. Once you have those, you want to come to this glass column all the way to the right, and this very bottom glass block, you want to break this and replace it with a solid block that redstone can pass through. After you've done that, you want to turn around and place a redstone repeater coming out of this, and then you want to build scaffolding all the way around here, and then you want to place a piece of redstone here, a glass block here, and a piece of redstone here. This is going to be our stairway that goes all the way to the top. You have to use glass to do this. This is the only block that will work. So go ahead and place 2 pieces of glass on top of here. Place 2 pieces of redstone, 2 pieces of glass, 2 pieces of redstone, 2 pieces of glass, and so forth until you get to the top. Once you get to the very top, you want to place a solid block directly next to your AFK block and directly above your redstone dust, just like this. You want to scaffold up a little bit, grab your lever, and you can place your lever on this block and turn it on. When you turn this on, you should see all of your redstone light up all the way down to the bottom, and the repeater at the bottom should light up. Then you can remove these glass scaffolding blocks that you used, and you can jump to the bottom here and remove these side scaffolding blocks as well. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and remove all of your scaffolding blocks. And then you want to grab your redstone dust and line this all the way across. You want to stop your redstone dust right here. Grab your repeaters. You want to go to the last redstone dust that has particle effects, and on the one next to it that does not have particle effects, you want to break this one. Place your redstone repeater down facing towards the Trident killer, and this will send the signal to the Trident killer. Once you get here, you want to take your last piece of redstone dust and place it right here, and this will turn off your Trident killer. Once you've done that, you can come back over here, scaffold around, and you want to finish up putting in your ladders. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and build your AFK platform out a little bit more. The ladders are completely optional if you plan on flying up here with an Elytra. However, if you don't have an Elytra yet, then the ladders are very helpful. After you've done that, you want to grab your solid blocks and tower up by 3. Go ahead and place a solid block above your head and make a 3x3 area directly above your AFK platform. Then you can grab your torches and place torches down so you don't have any mobs spawning up here. Jump down here, break these temporary blocks, and place a couple torches down here. That way you don't have any spawns on your AFK spot whenever you are around the proximity, but not over here. After you've done that, it's about time to test this thing out and see if it works. Let's go ahead and grab our looting 3 sword. Set it to night and see if we get any spawns. That about wraps up this tutorial. If you like this video, then please hit that like button. If you really like this video and you want to see more like it, then please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you get notifications each and every time I upload a new video or tutorial. If you guys get stuck and you need help, please comment below and I'll do my best to help you guys figure out what's going on with your farm or any bugs that you might run into. Thanks for watching.